Okay, we are continuing our discussion on explanation of the answers of MCQ given in first practice set of 45 questions. We are starting with question number 12 now. In 12, standardized future contract exists for all. Means what are the underlying assets for which you will get standardized future contract which are traded in the option market, futures market. In India, you will get standardized futures of stock exchange, stock index, common stock, treasury bill, but not for gold. So correct option is gold. Now we are moving to question number 13. Which of the following is false? Means not true. Futures contract allow fewer delivery options than forward contract. This is not correct. The forward contract you can settle with differential or you can buy and sell or transact the underlying asset. In futures contract, also these two options are open to you. So futures contract allow fewer delivery options is not correct. Second one, futures contract are more liquid than forward contract. Definitely it is correct. Futures contract are traded in the derivative market, so it is more liquid. Futures contract traded on a financial exchange. Futures contract is traded in the financial exchange, which is derivative market. And futures contract are mark to market is also correct because whatever security money we are depositing called margin money that are adjusted on daily basis for fluctuation in the price, causing loss or profit. This is called marking on daily basis. So B, C, and D are correct. Only false is A. So 13 correct option selected for the answer is option A. Then 14 imperfect hedging in the future market. Imperfect hedging in the future market occurs when the features of underlying asset in a derivative contract is not matching with the features of the assets for which we want to reduce the risk. So let us see which one is correct here. First one, perishable nature of commodity. It is not correct because perishable nature, we are whatever we are commodities we are taking as underlying asset that can be perishable. And if it is perishable for mm, the commodity which are to be hedged, then underlying asset of the derivative contract will also be perishable. So this is not causing imperfect hedging. Non-availability of product in the spot market. The product is not available in the spot market does not cause imperfect hedging. It is the temporary shortage of supply. It has nothing to do with minimization of risk. So this is also not correct. Number C is the exact cause of imperfect hedging. Mismatch of commodity with underlying commodities in the future. Because suppose you are going to minimize the risk of petrol, but you observe that no derivative contract is available on petrol. So what you have to do? you have to select a very close alternative. You have seen that there is a futures contract where underlying asset is diesel, and diesel is a close substitute of petrol. So you can do hedging with the help of buying and selling, buying or selling whatever is required of the futures contract on diesel, although your asset for minimizing risk is petrol. So here the description of the two assets, underlying assets and actual asset is not matching. It will cause mismatch. So correct option for 14 will be C. Now we are moving to 15. A commodity futures cost of warehousing and insurance of the commodity is S. Spot price of the underlying asset is S0. T is the period of time. R is the financial interest rate. Here, the formula for calculating futures price are given. Out of this formula, D is the correct one. S0 is the spot rate in D. E is the exponential value, means spot rate will be compounded using continuously compounding rate, where compounding rate is R plus S. R is the financial interest rate, and I will cover the financial interest rate, and S will cover the other expenses like warehousing costs, rent, transportation costs, etc. So formula D is the correct answer for calculating the value of the futures using carry cost approach. 16. Short hedging on commodity future will mean short hedging means you are hedging, means minimizing risk on the basis of principle of short. Short means selling. So in 16, your correct answer will be the last one, where you are selling the underlying asset and buying the futures. So short hedging will occur where your underlying asset is selling, and just opposite strategy you have to take in futures market to adjust it, so you will buy the futures so that loss on underlying asset will be compensated by the futures market. So D is the correct option. Existence of basis risk in future will make hedging perfect, imperfect and profit, imperfect and loss, both B and C. If basis risk means basically difference between spot price and futures price. So variation in these two causes the hedging imperfect, and it may cause loss to the hedger. So imperfect and loss, this is the correct option. If imperfect is causing profit, then no one will do perfect hedging. Everyone will always go for imperfect hedging to make profit. So imperfect and loss, that is option B, will be the correct one. 8. Formula for optimal hedge ratio. We know when hedging is not perfect, in that case, for getting the maximum benefit from imperfect hedging, we use the formula of which will give you an idea about how much quantity of derivatives you will buy yourself for minimizing the risk, and that is called optimal hedge ratio. The formula that we use for calculating optimal hedge ratio is formula A, where V is equal to covariance of forward, futures, and spot price into standard deviation of risk with standard deviation of underlying asset and divided by standard deviation of futures. So A is the correct formula for question number 18. State the correct one in the following alternatives. Question number 19. Regarding optimal hedge ratio. Optimal hedge ratio maximizes risk, minimizes risk, maximizes return, and risk ratio and maximizes return subject to given risk. Correct answer is optimal hedge ratio minimizes risk. So B is the correct answer. Now we are coming to question number 20. If covariance is equal to 1, standard deviation of x, f is equal to standard deviation of s, then optimal hedge ratio is, put it in the formula A of question number 18. Substitute 1 in place of covariance fs and numerator is standard deviation of x, and in place of delta f again there is standard deviation of s because standard deviation of x is equal to standard deviation of f. So these two will be struck off and this is 1, so ultimately v will be equal to 1. So correct option is C. Now we are moving to 21. When speculator expects fall in price, he can speculate. Speculator is expecting that price will decrease. So if the price will decrease, what he will do? He wants to make profit. So definitely he will sell the futures so that in the expiry date, when price falls, he will be able to sell the underlying asset in the future and in future he will buy the underlying asset. So the correct option in case of 21 can be C. Short on futures means selling the futures at time T0 and then long the same at T1. So long the same at T1 means it is something like at T1 buying the underlying asset from spot market at lower price and selling it against futures while the price was settled at T0. Definitely price of T0 futures will be higher than price of T1 underlying asset, so profit will be made. So this will be the correct strategy of the speculator. So C is the correct answer for 21. So last question for this lecture is 22. Following features is not applicable for option. Option is a right which can be purchased or sold. When we take the right to buy, we actually buy call option. When we buy the right to sell, it is called put option. Premium is payable definitely for purchasing the right. Premium is paid. Obliged to pay is not the correct answer because we are buying the right. If the right is profitable, we will exercise it. Otherwise, we will throw off. But we are not obliged to follow the follow the obligations stated in the derivatives. So it is not applicable for option. So D is the correct answer for 22. With that, we are closing this particular lecture. From next lecture, In the next lecture delivered immediately after it, we will start from question number 23. Thank you.